Hello, you join me, ADG, for the Season 8 opener. We're in the MRC, Mature Racing Club, all those guys, and this is the Mature Racing Club GTTCC League, and this is Season 8 of it, so it's a very popular league. It's been running for 8 seasons now, as you can tell, and yeah. We're in Group 4 cars, everyone, and a couple of these faces are familiar because they've moved up the league from the one below, because we all did quite well last season. I ended up winning the league, but anyway, that's by the by. So Robust the Hood put it in pole, half an hour qualifying session for this league. So half an hour, and Robust the Hood found the best time out of the Audi TT. Diablo in second in the Peugeot RCZ. Coalition Soldier in third in the Audi TT as well. Viala UK in fourth in the GTR, Nissan GTR, or Datsun GTR. Fifth is Captain Haz in the Renault Megane. I am in sixth, ADG 123 in the Honda NSX. Hammercat in seventh in the McLaren. Dark Smoker in eighth in the Mazda Atenza, is it? Ninth is Mr. Paramount from Australia in the Audi TT. 10th is Turner 1984, we can all guess his age from that, in the BMW M4. 11th is Rafael 09. Sorry, these guys are new to me, so I'm just getting used to the names as I go through. And there's only 11 of us joined, even though there was meant to be 16 people joining. I anticipated 16 people joining because a lot of people are keen to get involved in this league. So I was surprised when the lobby wasn't full before the beginning of the race. But anyway, we wait for the start now. You can hear the revs going up, and we'll just flip through and try and catch the action the best we can. So I get a really good start there in the NSX rear wheel drive against the TTs at the front. We all get bunched up into the first corner, a bit of contact here and there, but nothing too drastic. Someone going wide there, but yeah, we're away. So it's a half an hour race is this, ends up being quite a lot of laps, but they are over 2 minute laps around Bathhurst, at the same time it's well, roughly 15 laps, less than 15, if you work it out like that. So Robert Hood having a good start, keeping it in first, Diablo in second, Captain Haz in third, which has moved up 2 places I think. Fourth is me, ADG 123, Viala UK in fifth, Turner in sixth, Mr. Paramount or Master Paramount in seventh, very close, so we can stick with this for a second. A little tap of the wall there, oh it's all going off. Tap of the wall there from Coalition Soldier, and then completely on his own, and then Master Paramount had a tap in front of him as well, so then they ended up colliding. Another bit of action going on in front there. Turner dropping back now. Looks like he might have a penalty. He seemed to be ghosting then. And yeah, we're all pretty close. So first lap, everyone's bunched up. Everyone's trying to make those positions whilst they're all whilst they've got the guy in front of them, right in front of them, and they're right on the bumper. But good start for everyone. So Mr. Master Paramount trying to side by side with that Smoker. That Smoker having a pull in behind. TT's very quick down the straight. Good car overall. It's probably one of the favourite cars in this championship for being one of the most consistent cars on pretty much every track you go to. Other cars seem to have their strengths on certain tracks, and you're able to get the results, but not so much on tracks that don't suit that type of car. Anyway, so we've all got 2 cars this championship, different drivetrains, and I personally, just to give you an example, I personally have gone for a front engine, front wheel drive car, being the TT. And I've also gone for the NSX, which I'm driving in this race, the Honda NSX, which is mid-engine rear-wheel drive, if I remember rightly. So 2 different drivetrains. Everyone's had to do the same, and it's up to you which car you use for which race. There's two races each week on a Friday evening. So anyway, let's flip through, try and catch a bit of action. So stick with Coalition Soldier looking at the back of me, getting very close as we head through the hairpin there, left hand hairpin, and we start heading up the mountain now. So getting very close between us. Don't think there was any contact there, but it was very close. I touched the wall there, that doesn't help. I also leave a little bit of room on the inside, but Coalition Soldier, a good enough racer not to think, oh, I can get past because he's left the door open a little bit. Understands that he has to, like any good racer, not just talking about Coalition here, but anyone that's good at league racing, understands that you have to wait for your opportunities. Don't just dive down the inside when you've got a chance. Sometimes it's not the right corner to do it on. So let's go up front and see what's going on. It's a good championship this. Some good drivers, like I say, recognise a few of these names from last season, and had some good races with everyone last season, so full respect to a lot of these guys driving in this. A few new guys as well are saying that, which I'm not familiar with yet, but I'm sure I'll pick up how they are, and hopefully they're good clean racers. That's the main thing when you're league racing. You want to be racing against people that are good and fair and clean. So Viala in 4th, quite close to the back of Raffaello 9. Coalition now up into 5th. Watching Viala have a moment on the curve, and massive amount of oversteer, ends up pinning it and hitting the wall on the left hand side. So drops down to 6th, still in front of me. But Coalition Soldier making good of that mistake. He's hoping to 4th. Captain Haas in 5th. Bit of a distance back. Viala now finding himself quite a distance back. So Master Paramount there's a flick to myself, just ramming me from the rear. Not the cleanest of drivers from the start there. Massive smack at the rear. It wasn't like he's just a little nudge. So I'm already dubious about, don't get me wrong, Master Paramount, I'm not criticising you, just seems like heavy contact and a bit unnecessary, that's all. So maybe something to work on. But saying that, Bathhurst, really not an easy track. He's almost got Bathhurst in his name though, with the fact that he's got Paramount and it's Australian, so I'm guessing this is one of his favourite tracks. I would put £1 on, or $1, Australian dollar in his case. So looking to hook it up to the inside of the left hand hairpin. Master Paramount hitting the wall there, going wide. Dark Smoker, having a chance to get onto the back of him because of that little mistake. Seems to be struggling to reel him in quickly on the slipstream. He's getting there in the end, but certainly got a bit more pace to it, that TT. So as I say, I'll repeat it, Master Paramount having a little moment into the straight and managed to keep the place. So another little touch from Master there. Don't want to stick with this guy and just bully him and point out all his mistakes, but he's giving us a bit of action to watch. So Turner's got rear end damage, well not damage because there's no damage on, but he's got a scraped back end there, so he's certainly had a bit of an incident somewhere. Let's go flick through the order again, see where everyone is, and see if there's much action going on. Now we'll watch Robust the Hood as he chases Diablo. Robust dropping out of 1st place now into 2nd, and vice versa, Diablo going from 2nd to 1st. Rafael just climbing up the the mountain behind them. So everyone wants to get close to these walls. That's how you have to drive this track. You have to try and get as close to the walls as possible, but at the same time it's so easy to make a mistake because of that. So everyone being quite cautious, but trying to be as fast as possible. Quite a good spot to catch everyone at as we check up with everyone just heading down the mountain. As it starts dropping downhill. Oh, bad moment to look at myself. Just to give myself an excuse, I ended up quitting this race halfway through. So I was just too drunk, I'll be honest. I drank quite a bit of wine before I started, and I was continued to drink it as I went through qualifying, and as the beginning of the race started, I felt quite drunk, and I carried on drinking stupidly as well, even feeling drunk, and I ended up just getting worse and worse. So I thought, just for everyone else's sake, I'll just get myself out of the lobby and quit, sacrificing obviously a result that I could have had, and a second race that I've missed as well, but I just thought it was the right thing to do. I was just, I won't like to say if I'd just had a few beers and I felt fine, I'd have carried on, but I just started hitting every wall that I could see, more or less, and obviously unintentionally, but I just knew I'd had a bit too much to drink, so just gave it a rest, and thought better of it. Thought I don't want to ruin anyone else's league racing, so just back out and sacrifice 2 races. It's a bit of a shame because I was really looking forward to it, but at the same time, there you go, it's my own stupid fault for getting a bit drunk. I almost got drunk to celebrate the fact that the season was starting again and got a bit carried away. Anyway, back to the racing. Robust the Hood chasing Diablo, still pretty close, so we'll stick with this. Go into cinematic, give us a different angle. Oh, accidentally paused it, sorry. So Robust the Hood, pretty close, but it's hard to follow or do any kind of aggressive overtake down through any of these corners. It's simply not wide enough, the track. If someone makes a mistake, you can get past them, don't get me wrong, but as far as actually pushing for an overtake, it's very difficult to do around this track. This is probably the best section to do it through down here, with the slipstream and the long braking zone at the end. So Robert's dropped back a little bit now, but he's still right there. Let's flick through quickly in a second, well in a minute or two, see what everyone else is up to, but we'll stick with this for a minute. See if Roberts can close that gap again. Looks like he has done a little bit. TT again, good car, good all-rounder on pretty much every track. Same with the Peugeot, that's the front engine, front wheel drive car as well. So, same drivetrain and same drive, these cars, front wheels. So we'll flip through everyone now, watch them come through these corners, if not down the straight. So Captain Haas in 4th, Ruffell in 3rd, Coalition in 5th, Viala in 6th. I don't know where I've seen him before, but I've had a good race with him at some point, I'm sure I have. A good month or two ago, but it might have just been an online lobby one night and he was in there, but definitely raced against him before. Got a massive moment for me again there. This is before I've quit, but I'm still just driving around pretty drunk. In 7th place, Master Paramount, heading into the uphill section where it gets tight and twisty. Dark Smoker or Dark Smoker down at the back now in 9th place. Everyone can't drop too far back in this race though, with only 10 of us being in it now. I think I've just left actually now, so yeah, I've left now, so there's actually only 9 people in it, as I've just said that. So Turner in 9th now, Dark Smoker up into 8th, and everyone else has gained a place that was behind me. So I did everyone a favour really, points wise, and just not to ruin anyone else's race. If I had to overtake or there was anyone giving me pressure from behind, then God knows what would have happened. Luckily I was just going around on my own, hitting the walls. So Robert the Hood back into 1st. Good race between these guys by the look of it. Exchanging place quite a few times. Robert started in pole and is back into 1st, so they've pulled the gap to everyone else as well. 3rd place is Rafael, and they've got quite a gap to him, so it's good racing from them two, Diablo and Robus. Definitely putting in the laps, committed to the racing. Coalition as well, doing well. Everyone's doing well. Pretty good race so far, pretty clean, not a lot of action going on. Overtakes wise, but I was expecting that round this track, as I've already said. Everyone ends up chasing each other, it becomes a bit of a procession, does Bathhurst in a way. Not to say you can't have close racing, so we'll sit with Diablo again and Robert the Hood. Just want to be fair to everyone, so I'll keep flicking through every now and again, but this is where the action's at really. So Robus is just trying to pull a lead now. Now he's got a bit of a gap to Diablo. Just try and get his head down and increase that gap as much as possible. Having a good race though, keeping it clean and consistent. Look at the lap times on the right hand side there. Put some fast, decent laps in, and been pretty consistent overall. Did a belter of a lap on his 3rd lap. So it looks like Rafael might be closing in a little bit, slowly but surely. He seems to be a bit closer in the distance there. See how he comes through this first corner. Makes all the difference down the long straights. Does look like he's dropped back a little bit now. So Diablo looking to have a similar gap as before, roughly. Give or take a little bit. 0.2 of a second probably. And they're heading up the mountain again. Tricky corner if you don't get it right, that corner. Quite an easy corner if you do. So good watching these two, they're flat out, pushing through all those corners. We'll stick with them down the hill. Again, pushing hard through those corners down there, not easy corners to push through either. So giving each other a fair race. Robust can't lift off for a second and relax, because Diablo will just take advantage of that. Same as Rafael, he's there in the distance looking for an opportunity to do something. And Captain Has and Coalition now pretty close together. Skip through the camera angles a little bit and go on board with Coalition. Just trying to keep it clean through those last two corners. Not last two, this is the last corner, but you know what I mean. Again, just keeping it clean through there, important through these corners to get traction and get down the straight. Just wants to be getting in on the accelerator as early as possible, trying to catch Haz in front of him, another new guy to meet, host tonight, so thank you for hosting tonight, last night. I'm doing this on Saturday afternoon. So Captain Haz going a little bit wide there on the exit, giving Coalition a bit of inspiration to push a bit harder. Having a little moment, touch of the wall there that slowed him down, so he's dropped back a little bit again. Let's go through the other guys. Dark Smoker got himself up in 7th now. There's only 7 people left saying that. Didn't realise, everyone just looked. So everyone getting good results through this race in a way, even if you're at the back. Viale, UK in 6th. Coalition will stick with this then, seeing as though there's not a lot going on at the back. Not to say you guys are boring, just not very close to give as much action. So down the inside, or gone defensive should I say, as Captain Haz. And Coalition's got to go down the outside on that fast corner. And then get the braking done, but he goes a little bit wide and then feels probably the pressure a little bit from behind from Haz, and the fact that he's just got ahead of him and ends up giving it him back. So good work from Coalition to reel him in the first place, but then making that mistake and giving Haz a good gap to him as well, not just giving the place back. So a bit of a big error there from Coalition. Hope you don't mind me saying. Diablo, I like this with 7 people, it's easy to keep a track of. Diablo and Roberts again, still a pretty even gap as we've seen for a while now. We'll stick with Coalition, seem to be watching him a lot, but just trying to get on to the back of Captain Haz again. Putting a fast lap time on the right there. If you look, 2:10.987. That's in as though there's only 7 people, it won't take too long. I'll do everyone's lap time starting at the bottom. Dark Smoker, a 2:15.709. Viale UK, a 2:11.864. Coalition Soldier, 2:10.987 as I've just said. Captain Haz, a 2:11.071. Ruffel 09, 2:11.178 fastest lap. Diablo fastest is really quite quick, 2:10.873. And then Roberts the Hood, actually his last lap was his fastest with a 2:10.595, so that is really quick. Very good lap from Roberts there. No wonder he's pulling a gap from Diablo. If you look at the last lap, he's pulled half a second just on lap 9. So good racing still from these guys, consistent all the way through the race, not just for a few laps. So credit to yourselves, well done. Won't be able to do these replays without you guys racing, so I appreciate it. Just catching up with everyone again, flicking through. Just try and find whoever's the closest now and just watch them for a bit. So we'll stick with Yeah, here's the case. Diablo the closest again to Robert's Hood. So important to keep it clean through these corners. As soon as you touch a wall, you've lost a considerable amount of time. Not to mention completely ruin any kind of rhythm you might have been in. So important to get those clean laps in round here. You can afford a touch here and there, but as long as it's not a devastating, you know, smash into the wall, a little skim's alright. But as long as you're not ramming the walls all the way around. So Robert's doing a good job now as the race is coming towards the end. It's still 6 minutes away, but we're getting towards the end. So let's see if Diablo can make up any time and get back on the back of Roberts and give him a real challenge before the last couple of laps. Going wide a little bit on the exit there. Puff of smoke from the grass. Not smoke, I always say smoke, I mean dust or dirt from running over the grass. Rafael again just seems to be in a similar position all the way through the race, just chasing these guys from a distance. Like his livery actually, the Lego livery, it's good. Dennis Schuer doing a good job again, worth a mention, just setting all this up, and over admin staff, I can never remember the names, I'm sorry, but credit to them guys because they set all this up so it runs quite smoothly and gets organised very well, and there's all sorts of little write-ups going on and videos being made by people like this and all sorts of stuff going on, so it's good to see that people are proper passionate about it and prepared to spend a bit of extra time doing pictures and all sorts of stuff. Let's skip through again, see what's going on. Rafael, good time to join Haz just as he comes down the hill. See if we can get the braking nicely done. Oh, goes a little bit wide on the exit actually, hits the barrier, so that's what I'm talking about. It's those moments where, let's join Coalition Soldier now, it's those moments where you lose a lot of time down this straight because of that touch on the barrier. So let's see if Coalition can actually reel Captain Haz in now a little bit. Doesn't look like he's getting much closer, but probably closer than he was because of that little tap on the wall from Haz. Oh, he's gone deep. No, he's got it done. He's got it stopped. Thought he'd gone a bit deep on the brakes there. Down 3 gears very quickly there, like his style. So struggling to stick with him, and Haz looks like he's got the similar gap to what he did have. Just check that they're not getting closer at the front. No, Diablo's about the same gap back, so we'll stick with Coalition again and watch. We'll watch Haz and look back to Coalition every now and again. like I say, there's only a few minutes left, so we'll stick with Robust and Diablo towards the end and see what happens in a minute, and then we'll go through the order, and that's the first round done. So it's going to be a long championship, but a good one. I'm a bit gutted that I've missed my first two races, pretty much through my own fault, but yeah, really regret doing buying a bottle of wine basically. So we'll just watch Robust and Diablo do the last lap now. See if Diablo can actually do anything special to catch him up, but it's not easy to make up time on this track. Slipstreams don't seem to be that effective on these Group 4 cars, not as much as other cars anyway. The aero's not that important in these cars. Don't get me wrong, it does help, but it's not the it's the mechanical grip that's more important than the chassis underneath you. The Diablo scraping the wall a little bit, pushing now no doubt, trying to put in that last little bit of effort to make sure if Robust gets anything wrong he's there to take advantage of it. Really pushing through there now, good to see, good racing from these guys again. So yeah, it's gone to final lap now, so when they come over the line, that's it. Dark Smoker must have been more than a lap down as the timer came, it must have been behind the finish line as the timer went over. It looks like Roberts is going to hold it now, only a couple of corners left. Let's follow him in. Too far back to make anything of it, Diablo, but a good race all in all. And Robust takes the win. Diablo in second. Rafael coming in third. Captain Has coming through the last corner for the final time, coming in fourth, with Coalition quite closely behind him. And then we've just got Viale UK to come in, heading towards the last corner, the braking zone, hooks it up to the apex, stamps that throttle and comes in sixth. And we've already got mentioned Dark Smoker in seventh. So shame they want more people in the race, but still a good race anyway. Not a lot more to say. I've been ADG123. There'll be the next race that was on last night as well. I'm going to do a video on that in just a minute. So if you want to watch that one, that'll be on my YouTube as well to watch. If you want to keep watching the whole season, subscribe. If you like what I'm doing, subscribe. Check out my other videos. And yeah, I've been ADG. And take care. Shame I got drunk last night, but there you go. Yeah. I've been ADG, take care and see you later. It's been good. Enjoyed that.